Let's have a look at this question, which is about one company. It says that the issued share capital of Sevier, a public listed company, at 31st of March 2013 was $10 million. Its shares are denominated at 27 cents each. The earnings attributable to the shareholders for the year ended 31st March 13 is also 10, making EPS of 25 cents. Now we give the information for the additional years, 31st of March 14 and 15. Let's take one by one because the question's requirement is also like that. Calculate Savier's earnings per share for the years ended 31st March 14 and 15 respectively, including comparative figures. Now for the year ended 31st of March 14, it said that on 1st of July 13, which is like 3 months after the year has begun, Sevier issued 8 million shares at full market value. Now this means that we need to calculate the weighted average number of shares. Further, on 1st of January 14, a bonus issue was made for 1 new share for every 4 ordinary share held. The earnings are also given as 13.8 million. So let's do one thing. Let's look at the year 2014. If you calculate the weighted average number of shares, we are saying that originally they had 10 million shares. Sorry, it's basically 25 cents shares worth 10 million, which means that they were in total 40 million shares. Right? And on 1st of July 13, 8 million shares were further issued, which means that this becomes 48. Right? Now, we are also given a bonus issue, but before we come to the bonus issue, because that would be any case taken for a retrospective effect, so we are looking at number of shares and number of months. This is obviously for 12 months and this is for 9 months, giving a weighted average of let's say this is supposed to be taken as 12. So my weighted average number of shares can be calculated as 46. Right? Now, with respect to this, I am given also the total profits, which is 13.8 million, which means that my EPS before the bonus shares calculation stands at 13.6 divided by 46, which is 0.30. Right? But since the bonus issue is made, bringing number of shares outstanding as the bonus issue is given as 1 for every 4. As of now, at this stage on 1st of January 14, we have 48 million shares, which means that this is the additional shares, so including bonus element, number of shares outstanding are 12 plus the original 48, which is 60, which means that now my EPS, which earlier was calculated for 48 million shares, now should be calculated for 60 million shares, which means that it should further get reduced or adjusted for 60 million shares. So we have just simply done it like this: 0.30 into 48 divided by 60. Are you okay with that? This is the first part. I'm given the second part also on year ended 31st of March 15. On 1st of October 14, that is 6 months from the start of the year, Sevier made a right issue of shares of 2 new ordinary shares for every 5. Now at this stage we can say my number of shares outstanding as at 31st of March 2014 is of course 60 million, and additional shares under right issue will be given as 2:5 proportion, which means that I'm looking at this into 2 divided by 5. That makes the total number of shares as post right issue as 84. Now, what we need to calculate, of course, is the TERP. The TERP can be simply calculated as the share price is 2.40 and the new issue is made for $1, which means that my TERP is supposed to be into 16 into 2.4 plus 24 into 1, the whole amount divided by 84. That makes it 2. Right? So, having got this TERP, we would want to calculate weighted average number of shares, that is this will be opening shares for 60, so they would be accounted for or adjusted for the TERP adjustment like this, that is 16 to 2.4 into 2. That is basically the purpose is to identify the equivalent number of shares outstanding for the purposes of the bonus component within the right issue. But then since these were acquired or this was issued 6 months as a a proportion, so I may even exclude that. But what we're looking at is this is the number of equivalent shares before right offer, that is 72, and number of shares post right issue are given as 84. So what we are looking at is the number of months for which these are outstanding will be 6 months here and 6 months here. So effectively I'm looking at an average number of shares outstanding as my weighted average number of shares would be this divided by 12, which becomes 78. So my EPS that can be calculated will be, I'm given the profit which is 19.5. So the EPS calculation is done at 19.5 divided by 78, which is 0.25. Right? Thank you very much.